Hi guys, you are welcome back to Shabest online tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to evaluate this function. And the given function is what? Limit as n approaches to 4 minus n to power 2 divided by 3 minus square root of n squared plus 5. So the first thing we're going to do is to plug in 2 anywhere we see n in this function. And when we plug in 2, we notice that this is going to be undefined because when we plug in 2 here, 2 square is 4. 4 minus 4 is going to be 0 divided by, when we plug 2 here, 2 square is 4. 4 plus 5 is going to be 9. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 minus 3 is going to be 0. We are going to have 0 divided by 0, which is undefined. So therefore, this function here is indeterminate function. And when you have indeterminate function, as you can see, this function contains square root. What you are going to recall is sod. What we are going to do is to multiply this function by the conjugate of this one of the denominator, because the sod is in the denominator. And what do we mean by conjugate? Remember that when we have, for instance, x plus square root of a, the conjugate is the same as what? X minus square root of a. What do you notice here? Just the operation that change. The positive change to minus. This is what we call a conjugate. We are going to multiply by 3, then this minus is going to change to plus square root of n squared plus 5, then divided by 3 plus square root of n squared plus 5. This is going to be as well limit as n approaches to 4 minus n to power 2, everything all over 3 minus square root of n squared plus 5, then multiply by, we can use bracket multiplication, the conjugate 3 plus square root of n squared plus 5, then divided by the same thing, 3 plus square root of n squared plus 5. Then we use bracket multiplication. We're going to keep the numerator as it is, then we expand the denominator. This is going to be what? Limit as n approaches to 4 minus n squared, then multiply by 3 plus square root of n squared plus 5, then everything divided by, we expand the denominator. 3 multiplied by 3 is going to give us 9. Then 3 multiplied by root n squared plus 5 is going to give us 3 root n squared plus 5. Then negative root n squared plus 5 multiplied by 3 is going to give us negative 3 root n squared plus 5. Then negative root n squared plus 5 multiplied by root n squared plus 5. What do you notice here? The term in the square root is the same. So for instance, when we have square root of x multiply by square root of x, a square root, when the square root of the same term is multiply each other, is going to, the answer is going to be what? The term, which is x. What do we notice here? Root of x multiplied by root of x, this is the same as root of x raised to the power of 2. Know that this is going to cancel this, we are left with x. So therefore, root of this multiplied by root of this, the square root is going to cancel. We are going to left with negative into the bracket of n squared plus 5. Here, mind you, you are going to put bracket, because if you do not put bracket, you are going to mess up the whole thing. The negative will only affect n squared, it will not affect positive 5. So now we have positive 3 root n squared plus 5, then negative 3 root n squared plus 5. So this is going to cancel this positive and negative. We are going to left with what? Limit as n approaches to, then 4 minus n squared, then multiply by 3 plus square root of n squared plus 5, then everything over, we are left with 9 here. 9 positive 9. And when we expand this bracket, negative multiplied by n squared is going to give us negative n squared. But negative multiplied by positive 5 is going to be what? Negative 5. Then 9 minus 5 is going to give us a 4, then minus n squared. So the next thing we're going to do, what do you see here? 4n squared in the numerator, 4n squared in the denominator. So this is going to divide, this is going to cancel. We are left with what? Limit as n approaches to, then 3 plus square root of n squared plus 5. So the next thing is to just plug in n as 2, because n is approaches to. This is going to be the same as a limit as n approaches to 3 plus square root of, in place of n here, we plug in a 2 square, then plus 5. So this is going to be equal to what? 3 plus limit as n approaches to is going to be what? 3 plus square root of what? 2 square is going to be 4. Then 4 plus 5 is going to give us 9. Then when you take the square root of 9, you know 9 is a perfect square. Square root of 9 is 3. Then 3 plus 3 is going to give us 6. So therefore, this limit goes to positive 6. Thank you for watching, and please follow and subscribe for more video like